the action we have taken against such people.
The Electoral Commission chairman admitted that missing names on the register was among their challenges, blaming it on the public for not adhering to the guidelines.
But in 2021, you are not on the register. You raise a complaint and the commission would attend to that provided you got registered as a voter. But what would happen, many people don't do this. And when it comes to polling day, that's when they go and discover their names are not on the register. And they start raising complaints. And yet, sufficient time was put in place to allow every citizen who is a registered voter to go and establish whether he or she is on a register and at which polling station.
Despite the challenges, Byabakama told the committee that elections at all levels were free and fair, despite the petitions in courts of law.
I dare say that we were able to do a credible exercise, albeit that there are 94 petitions, but those ones have to be there. For instance, if someone is challenging the victory of X on account of lack of academic qualifications, does it mean the commission did not act within the law? It is because the other person chose to come without adequate academic qualifications.
The Human Rights Committee of Parliament continues to engage other stakeholders on acts of human rights violations during the 2021 elections. Bernard Higa, UBC News, Parliament.
Lira University has passed out 310 students in the second graduation ceremony at the university campus in Lira City. Now officiating the ceremony virtually, the Minister of Education and Sports, also First Lady of Uganda, Janet Kataha Museveni, applauded Lira University, for passionately promoting the development of human capital in the region and beyond. The First Lady also tipped parents to develop their families by investing in education.
Established in 2015 with a niche in sciences, Lira University has passed out 310 students in a colorful event held at the university campus in Lira City West Division. Among them were 20 graduates for Executive Master of Business Administration, 61 for Bachelor of Science in Midwifery, 30 for Bachelor of Science in Public Health, 43 for Bachelor of Science in Community Psychology and Psychotherapy, 26 in Computer Science, 56 in Business Administration, 26 in Commerce and 46 in Public Administration and Management.
And I thank God that you are able to graduate today. Honorable Minister, there is a urgent need to establish the Faculty of Agriculture in the university, to champion research and training for smart farming.
So we urge you people who have graduated today to make sure you help the community where you live.
While officiating Lira University's second graduation ceremony virtually, Minister of Education and Sports, also First Lady of Uganda, Janet Kataha Museveni, applauded Lira University for passionately promoting the development of human capital and tipped parents to invest in education. Mrs. Museveni said government has invested heavily in ICT and asked Ugandans to utilize this opportunity to embrace the available technologies to spur development in the country. Virtually flanked by the Minister of State for Sports, Dennis Samson Obua, the First Lady tipped universities to train students on business-oriented programs in order to address the job scarcity challenges in the country.
I wish to reiterate the government that the government is committed to enhancing the salaries of university staff as pledged by the President. The government has invested heavily in ICT, and today in Uganda, you can access internet from almost every corner of our country. Let us use it for development and not the destruction of our social fabric.
However, the university and local leaders applauded the First Lady and the President for supporting the infant university to grow and become the center of excellence.
That your ministry and His Excellency, the head of state of the Republic of Uganda, take Lira university very seriously. I see that within the next few years, Lira University will be flying.
There should be a level of tolerance, sacrifice, and commitment towards what you want to do. And that is basically what made me be what I am.
Lira University currently has over 1,000 students in both public health and management sciences. Ediolwa for UBC News in Lira City.
Well, great news there. Congratulations to all those that graduated with their bachelors. In more stories, government has reaffirmed its commitment to increase its financial funding to national broadcaster at UBC. State Minister for ICT Peter Ogwang was on a site tour of UBC transmission centers in Kampala. Watch.
In a parliamentary session of Thursday, 8th April 2021, members raised the different concerns over transmission quality and location of UBC sister media houses.
Because they are taxpayers, they belong to Uganda.
This has prompted the State Minister for ICT Peter Ogwang to inspect the transmission sites for UBC, starting with the Kampala metropolitan area.
Yesterday I was in Parliament. There was a quest for us decentralizing some of these radio stations across the rest of the region. But we shall be able to plan to decentralize, but we must plan to invest, because you can't decentralize when you have no money even to run those stations. For instance, you can look at the infrastructure we're having. It is all dilapidating. So that means that we must first put the infrastructure right, get better equipment, then decentralize it when we know that it's up to date.
The 12 sites included that of Naguru, Kololo and Bugolobi, and rocketing UBC funding, according to the minister, must be made key.
As ministers of the sector, we really want to appeal, first of all, to colleagues at cabinet level, number two, to parliament, that we risk losing, like now the technology which is here, it has handled its lifespan, which was about 10 years. Now what is needed is a new technology, which needs an investment of about $28 million.
Minister Ogwang was accompanied by top technocrats. Among them was the Managing Director, Uganda Broadcasting Corporation, Winston Agaba.
We are much more into looking at how can we inform the citizenry about what they ought to know and what they have to know by giving them the right information. This can only be done by investing, and we are very optimistic that government is keenly looking at this. That's why you see the State Minister has been here. The Minister herself has toured the countryside looking at our sites, and we believe members of Parliament have also been on these tours. We are optimistic that the time is now to invest in communication, to make sure that we have an informed population that will eradicate ourselves out of poverty, disease, and all these ignorance that borders on not having the right information.
This is Kololo Station, where the national broadcaster, Uganda Broadcasting Corporation, is stationed to distribute signals for radios and televisions across the country.
On NBS and UBC, where is the problem? Look at the colors, the clarity. Why is the NTV, NBS much more sharper than UBC?
The continued encroachment and trespass on UBC land remains a major threat to the institution's assets. The visiting team took note of it.
But I want to sound a strong warning to the people who want to attempt to grab part of property, part of land of Uganda Broadcasting Corporation, this from here and the rest of the country, that finally, if you've been doing that, we are coming in full force, and we shall have to get you out.
In the interest of all Ugandans, as UBC, we hold the land that has been vested to UBC in the interest of all of us as Ugandans, and we shall make sure that the right ownership is ascertained not only just by court, but by the prevailing circumstances on the ground.
With many outdated equipment which needs reinstallation and servicing, a quick intervention is needed if the transmission centers are to continue running uninterrupted. Robert Onyango, UBC News, Kampala.
Thank you so much, Robert Onyango. That means that's good news for UBC TV because so much is about to change. In more news, the Uganda Muslim Supreme Council has called on the Muslim community to be keen on the evening of the 11th on Sunday to watch the start of the morning preparation of fasting in the holy month of Ramadan. The second Deputy Mufti of Uganda, Sheikh Ali Muhammad Waiswa, while addressing the media, urged to the relevant authorities to expedite the process of revising curfew hours to avoid inconveniences in performing Salat Tarawih.
I would like to advise the entire Muslim community in Uganda to watch out for the moon sight on Sunday evening, which is the 11th of April 2021, because this will be the 29th evening for the month of Shaban, the year 1442 Al-Hijri. Should the moon be sighted in that evening of 11th April 2021, Ramadan will commence on Monday, the 12th of April 2021. Failure to sight the moon on the evening of the 11th April 2021 will automatically mean that Ramadan will begin on Tuesday, 13th April 2021. Whoever will sight the moon or be in possession of information, reliable information on the above issue is hereby requested to pass over the information to the officials of Uganda Muslim Supreme Council, and I appeal to you to first strictly abiding by the teachings of Islam and the Islamic Sharia.
In more news, government has commissioned 31.3-kilometer road network in Bulisa and 118.7 in Hoima district to be funded by the World Bank under the Albertine Region Sustainable Development Project in Bulisa district. The road network in Bulisa is worth 6.5 billion Ugandan shillings and in Hoima is worth 19.7 billion, which is being rehabilitated. Commissioned by Betty Olive Kamya, the Minister for Lands, Housing and Urban Development at Chigweda Sub-County Headquarters. We have a detailed report on this story.
10.8-kilometer Bulisa-Bugana Road, 10.7-kilometer Ngwendo-Ndandamira Road, and 8.5-kilometer Biso, Neramanya Waki in Hoima, among others. While addressing residents, Lands Minister Betty Kamya asked residents to take advantage of existing roads and other social infrastructure to boost trade and fight poverty other than becoming mere spectators.
Objective of this project have started being picked and are being enjoyed by the population. This project was initiated to promote a sustainable and balanced development of the Albertine region, and its development objective was and still is improving regional and local access to infrastructure, markets, services and skills development in the Albertine region.
Stephen Mukitale, the registrar, however, expressed worry about the maintenance and asked the ministry to allow the roads to be taken over by Uganda National Roads Authority.
We now, UNRA, will now take over new kilometers of road maintenance, under-term maintenance, because all the previous roads through the park, through Masindi, through Budongo, have been taken over as tarmac roads without repair for the next 20 years.
The Hoima District Members of Parliament, Pius Wakabe Rujumba for Buganya County and Harriet Businge, Woman Member of Parliament, Hoima District, commended the NRM government for the development.
This road is going to help us in so many ways, especially curbing out this issue of middlemen who have been exploiting our farmers.
Grateful to the NRM government for constructing these 8 roads. Actually, the 7.5 roads are in my constituency, and that's why the people of this constituency voted NRM almost with 80%.
Kalema, the project team leader, said the bad weather affected their pace. At one time, they were forced to abandon Chisweka Gabura Road, which they had spent over 450 million after 70% of it was submerged by the rising water levels. The construction, which is undertaken by Greystone Construction Limited, is expected to be completed by 30th June this year.
Residents in Bukwali Central Division of Fort Portal Tourism City in a mob justice have killed a man suspected to be at the forefront of kidnapping children and terrorizing communities. The suspect was identified as Amos Mugume, who has been on the most wanted police watch list. Mugume, before getting into the ambush of civilians, was armed with a machete, which is believed to have been using in many murder cases.
According to residents, the suspect entered the nearby swamp to seek refuge, but was caught and killed.
This is the man who has been terrorizing the community, kidnapping the children. He was having a panga. He cut one of the community members. Currently at Buhinga Hospital.
John Ose, the Kabarore District Police Commander, says the 5 kidnapped cases are still at police and all connected to the deceased.
Really a threat to the community so far. We have registered 5 kidnapped cases here, and we were successful to recover the children. But now to get the perpetrator was a problem because we had his collaborators within the community.
In 2018, police arrested Mugume and 6 others for allegedly kidnapping a 1.5-year girl in Magura village and demanded 2.5 million shillings ransom, which the parents paid to get their child. In February this year, the same Mugume was arrested over kidnap and theft-related cases and remanded to Katojo Government Prison in Fort Portal, where he escaped.
Very unfortunate. Well, we'll take a short commercial break and we'll be back with more news.
The day the world stopped was the day we found where to go. From now on, we are not going to leave anything on our plates, because we've learned to savor the moments that were always there, and they never tasted this good.
Experience 100% 4G speeds across Uganda with the Airtel 4G Pocket Wi-Fi available at 123,000 shillings only. It comes with a backup battery and 15 GB free for 1 month. Visit the nearest Airtel shop, device selling shop or Airtel online shop. www.airtel.co.ug/broadband-discover. Airtel, the smartphone network.
It's no secret that ICT makes learning easy.
The strides made in our field could not be possible without it.
And now we can watch our favorite show.
My radio is my best friend.
UCC provides an enabling regulatory environment and policy guidance for healthy competition.
We also facilitate ease of doing business in the communications sector through licensing, standardization, spectrum management, tariff regulation, rural communication development, and consumer empowerment. An informed consumer is an empowered consumer. UCC supports local content and innovations. Driving the development of a robust communication sector in Uganda is Uganda Communications Commission.
The day the world stopped was the day we found where to go. From now on, we are not going to leave anything on our plates, because we've learned to savor the moments that were always there, and they never tasted this good.
You're still watching UBC Lunchtime News. In more news and business. Government is to consider ensuring all its property and also embrace other innovative policies available in the market. Responding to the call for government to lead in promoting insurance, Matia Kasarja, the finance minister, concurred that the status quo has to change for the good of the government, the economy and the society at large.
The insurance sector players in Uganda are not relenting in their effort to pressurize government to take the lead by insuring its workers and assets. Some of the obligations by law, like the Workers' Compensation Act, mandate every employer, including government, to insure its employees when they are on duty.
We are telling the honest citizens to insure their own properties and their own lives, but the government is not ensuring our properties and the lives of the people who work in those places or who travel in those vehicles. Don't you see there is a contradiction?
The Chief Executive Officer, Insurance Regulatory Authority, elaborated to the Minister of Finance on the consequences of some insurable risks to the government coffers.
You rightly put it, when a building is brought down by fire, it should have been compensated by insurance. But now, government goes back, picks money from the consolidated fund to put this facility back. And you realize that the money which would have been used for insurance would have been far less.
This was at the inauguration ceremony of the inaugural board of the Insurance Training College. The 7-member board, whose mandate is to enhance sector professionalism and penetration, is chaired by Ronald Zake, the director, A+ Insurance.
But you as a board, first of all, I want you to sell the institution itself. Yes, you really must sell it, both locally here and outside the Uganda.
We are looking at making our college a premier college in the region, not just in Uganda. And that is what we are pursuing currently. And when you hear the minister's words, they re-echo what we are actually pursuing in our strategic plan.
The diverse board representing different sectors of the economy comes at a time of improved awareness and uptake of insurance, increased innovations and job opportunities in the entire value chain. Dennis Igoa for UBC Business.
Well, international stories, the United Kingdom's Prince Philip, husband of Queen Elizabeth II, died aged 99 as Buckingham Palace reported on Friday. The Duke of Edinburgh, as he was officially known, passed away at Windsor Castle 3 weeks after finishing the 28-night hospital stay for infection and heart surgery. He had been by his wife's side throughout her 69-year reign, the longest in British history. Boris Johnson said he inspired the lives of countless young people. Speaking at Downing Street, the Prime Minister added he helped to steer the royal family and the monarchy so that it remains an institution indisputably vital to the balance and happiness of our national life. The prince married Princess Elizabeth in 1947, 5 years before she became queen, and was the longest-serving royal consort in British history. Prince Philip and the Queen had 4 children, 8 grandchildren, and 10 great-grandchildren. The first son, the Prince of Wales, Prince Charles, was born in 1948, followed by his sister, the Princess Royal, Princess Anne, in 1950, the Duke of York, Prince Andrew, and in 1960, and the Earl of Wessex, Prince Edward, in 1964. Prince Philip was born on the Greek island of Corfu on 10th June 1921. Well, thank you so much for watching UBC Lunchtime News today on the 10th of April 2021. My name is Sharon Chomjosha. Have a good afternoon.
Do business with Airtel. Register today as an authorized Airtel SIM selling agent free of charge. All you need to do is submit a business name and a passport-size photograph of the owner, a passport-size photograph of the handler, if applicable, a copy of a valid national ID of the owner, a copy of a valid national ID of the handler, if applicable, an LC or police letter confirming physical residential address of the owner, a certificate of incorporation or certificate of registration, a company TIN issued by URA, if applicable, a certified copy of the form showing the registration location or place of business of the company, Form 18, if applicable, a valid trading license, and an LC or police letter confirming the physical location of the business premises. Business premises should be a brick-and-mortar building. Verification of the submitted documents will take a maximum of 3 working days, still free of charge. Upon meeting all requirements, Airtel will provide training and customized branding material for your business location, still free of charge. You will be given a fingerprint scanner and a phone to enable customer SIM card registration, also free of charge. For registration inquiries, call us today on 100. Press 2 to know more. Airtel, the smartphone network. Airtel is regulated by Uganda Communications Commission.
The day the world stopped,